Warning! What you're about to see may contain plastic, batteries, and way too much nostalgia. I've been collecting weird, wonderful, plasticky, geeky stuff for about 20 years, and my shelves are overflowing with movie and video game memorabilia. This isn't a deep dive documentary. Think of it more like a buffet of bite-sized trivia snacks, quick hits of nostalgia, neatly packaged for maximum retro flavor. Alright, let's press start.
Shelf Life.
This is Stunt-Bike by Tomy, a wind-up handheld from way back in the ancient times, made in Japan, no batteries, no lights, no electronics, just crank it up and let it rip. The gameplay? Simple, but don't be fooled. You got to nail the timing on your jumps, miss even one and it's game over. The whole thing is pure plastic, and because there is zero electronics inside, it still works perfectly today. Nothing to rust, nothing to leak. It's basic, sure, but for the kids who had one back in the day, this little bike was pure joy.
Behold, Puck Monster, released in 1982 by Gakken. It's basically Pac-Man, but with a name that sounds like it might also fight Godzilla. In Australia, they called it Pac-Man, but here in Europe, we got the monster, and I have one. It's bright yellow, it screams like a smoke alarm having a panic attack, and it will absolutely destroy your productivity. One game, and you'll swear you can smell the 80s. A mix of cassette tapes, hairspray, and that good old arcade carpet.
Sitting on my shelf is one of the most gloriously yellow, plasticky relics of the 80s. Tricky Traps by Tomy. Released in the early part of the decade, this handheld maze game is pure retro charm, with bold red buttons, a bright yellow frame. It looks like it came straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon commercial. The goal? Tilt, tap and time your way through the mechanical obstacle course filled with swinging arms, drop holes, magnets and just enough frustration to make you question your life. Skyrider by Ryo, a Chinese LCD handheld that really went above and beyond. You can pilot an airliner to 20 destinations worldwide, take control of a stunt plane or even command a fighter jet on daring missions. It features heads-up display with instruments for weather, altitude and airspeed. And here's the wild part, it's surprisingly sophisticated. You have to manage your fuel, serve meals to passengers, and every button actually does something. It's not just random beeps, it takes skill to play. It's an odd little relic, but well made and genuinely fun. Plus, because it's shaped like the front of an airplane, it looks extra cool on any shelf. The Atari Portfolio, the world's first IBM PC-compatible palm top, released by Atari in June 1989. And yes, I actually have one. You know who else had one? John Connor, that's right. This is the very palm top he used to hack an ATM in Terminator 2. Easy money. Here's the sound it makes when you open it. Pure nostalgia. And it still works. It runs DOS, you get a calculator, a calendar, a notebook, everything a cyberpunk kid would ever want. And honestly, just seeing the Atari logo gives me goosebumps. A little time machine back to a simpler era. Anyway, I'll catch you at the ATM. This is the Watara aka Quickshot Supervision, the so-called budget alternative to Nintendo's Game Boy back in 1992. Its claim to fame? A bendable screen hinge, which, let's be honest, did absolutely nothing except look like a party trick. The reality? Blurry screen, barely any games, and the ones that did exist felt like Game Boy rejects. Sure, it was half the price, but it never stood a chance against Nintendo's juggernaut. Still, it's a quirky little relic, and sometimes the failures are just as fun to remember as the legends. Here it is, the weirdest Virtua Cop you never played. Tiger Electronic style, released in the mid-90s. This handheld LCD game tried to squeeze Sega's arcade hit into a plastic toy with a static screen and a little gun. It's clunky, it's basic, and compared to the real arcade, it's laughable. But the amazing thing? It actually works. You aim, you shoot, you hit. And it's one of the better Tiger games, which, well, isn't saying much. Still, for anyone who grew up with these, it's oddly comforting, like coming home. Pew! Pew!
This is Tomy's Arcade Racing, a mini arcade from the late 70s and early 80s, packed into a tabletop cabinet. No pixels, no screens, just gears, lights and a steering wheel. Mine is a little beat up, but it still works. And when I turn it on, the whole room shakes like an earthquake. It's noisy, it's clunky, it's purely mechanical, and that's exactly what makes it awesome. Before video games, this was arcade magic at home.
The Space Invader, not Invaders, LCD handheld by, well, I don't even know who made this thing. It looks like someone mashed the Game Boy together with something else, Frankenstein style. It does work, but the screen completely washed out. Maybe it's just old, but honestly I think it was already terrible right out of the box, if it even had a box. And get this, it runs on a single AA battery. But there is clearly space for another one, except it's blocked off by a piece of sponge. I didn't add that, it actually came from the factory like that. It's clunky, cheaply made and a little bizarre, but that's exactly why I love having it on my shelf.
This is the Atari Lynx, the first handheld console with a color, backlit LCD screen. Yeah, it lit up before the Game Boy even thought about it. Somehow I ended up with both versions on my shelf, because apparently one Lynx just isn't enough. It had a genius design, you could flip it around for left and right-handed play, and even link up for multiplayer, if you and your friends had all Lynxes, Lynxi, Lynxen, whatever. Released in 1989 in North America, then Europe and Japan in 1990. Here's the catch, this thing was heavy. It chewed through batteries like a kid through Halloween candy, and portable meant only if you wore cargo pants with industrial-sized pockets. Still, the Lynx was revolutionary. If you could build up the upper body strength to carry it around, that is.
And there you have it, a quick glimpse into the game side of my collection. I've got plenty more to show, and next time we might explore some movie treasures. So hit subscribe if you want more of the glorious chaos that is my shelf. Thanks for watching, and stay retro.